You've decided to buy your first home. Now what? That's what we're going to answer next, so don't go away. So you decided to buy your first house, now what? Well, let's walk you through the process, okay? So unless you have cash to buy the first house, the first thing you should be doing is getting pre-approved. I didn't say pre-qualified, I said pre-approved. That's one of the things we offer here. So where I'm gonna really dive in on this piece is, don't be wowed over the rate, maybe even the fees. You want to make sure that this part of your puzzle is the most solid of them all. Because if anything goes wrong here, you're never going to get the keys in your hand. So make sure you do your due diligence on the mortgage advisor that you choose. You can look up me. I'm all over the web. Watch my videos. I hope you at least give us a shot at giving you or trying to work with you with your pre-approval and throughout this transaction. But you want to make sure you have a more experienced mortgage advisor, okay? Make sure that you get into the best mortgage program. Why? Because getting into a program, let's say you qualify for conventional rates and conventional terms, but they put you into an FHA loan for whatever reason. Well, that FHA loan might cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars more than you otherwise would have needed to need to pay. Now, FHA does fill a huge void in the mortgage industry, so maybe the FHA program is suitable for you, but I'm just saying you need to make sure that the program is suitable for you guys. If you don't know, that's where the experienced mortgage advisor gets involved, okay? Make sure you get market rates. That's why I do the rate update every day to show you guys, not my rates, but the rates I show you daily are the national averages. And then that's going to be your entry point. But just because I post on the website or the YouTube videos every day, hey, rates are this, that's the national average for a specific cell. You might have higher credit scores or lower credit scores. You might need higher financing or lower financing. There's a whole bunch of variations when it comes to mortgage rates, but this is an area also that you need to be careful with. Fees. A lot of people just completely go past the fees. They're like, wow, that rate is fantastic. It even beat Dan's national average list. Well, how much did that rate cost you? I see every day people paying $3,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 that they don't need to be paying. Okay, so that's why I say that. And then last but not least, lock in your rate. I highly suggest locking in now, or at least if you're working with my team, we monitor this for you. Why? Is because the rates vary all over the place and they're going like a yo-yo right now. They're up and down and up and down. What's happening with a lot of people that are building homes, the builders requiring them to use a specific lender. The unfortunate part of that is that lender, in most cases, will only lock you in 30 days prior to closing. Well, if your house isn't going to be built until this June, July, August, September, what's the rates going to be then? Okay, you might have been pre-qualified at 3.25, but by the time you close, it's 4.5. Do you still qualify? So make sure your rate is locked in through the date of your closing. All right, so that's that piece of it. The next party is finding your dream house. What I highly suggest you don't do, it's number 2 over here, is don't go on the websites and scan all over the place. What you need to do is find a qualified realtor, okay? I prefer, I'm not trying to step on any toes, a full-time realtor that has much experience in the business and experience in the area that I'm looking to buy. Do they know the schools? Do they know the shops? Do they know people there? Do they know what's going on in the neighborhoods and so forth? Because you might be surprised something might be going on in that city or that neighborhood or that specific street that you're buying on that you don't know, and it might throw you a huge curveball down the street. All right. The next thing is, don't feel pressure. Okay. You might be spending $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Okay. Don't have a realtor that every house you show, they're like, you should buy this one. You need to buy this one. You should buy it. This one's never going to come back. This is a great house. Don't. If you don't like it, your gut says don't buy it, or you don't like it, don't buy it. Okay. But what I would tell you, once you get to that house and you're like, oh, this is it, and you'll know this is it, don't procrastinate. Put in an offer. Okay. Because what will happen is, especially in today's market, you're not going to get that house. If you wait a week or two, the house is going to go and it'll be gone. All right. And again, the last but not least of this piece of the puzzle, make sure your pre-approval of the mortgage meets that house, your dream house parameters. Here's what I mean. FHA loans, for example, you can do an FHA loan on a condominium. However, that condominium association must be FHA approved. If it's not, you can't buy the loan with an FHA program. Okay, that's one thing. I might have on your pre-approval, you're qualified up for $250,000, and your realtor showing you a $350,000 house that you fall in love with and want to buy it for $320,000. You don't fit. Or call me and I'll at least see if you can fit in that numbers, but make sure you call, because you can't just put in the offer and then everything, and then it comes back to me a couple days later with a signed contract, and I'm like, you don't qualify. I mean, it's going to really put everything in a bad position. Then the next area, home inspection. Now I see people in today's market, they're waiving their home inspection. Why? Why would you do that? You could put a contract in on a house today, probably get it inspected tomorrow and get the inspection back the next day. Okay, so why would you pass on that? What I would highly suggest is get a qualified, certified home inspector. You might say, oh, I tinker around the house and so forth, but do you know the plumbing codes, the electrical codes? Are you going to go in the attic and see just little hints of where maybe something's leaking or cracked or something like that? Looking into the furnace, is the furnace cracked? Is the water heater cracked? A furnace is going to cost you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. New roof's going to cost you $12,000, $15,000. So by paying $600 for a home inspection, it might end up saving you $10,000, $20,000 in the long run. So it's worth every penny. I got to say it that way. The next piece of the puzzle is your real estate attorney. Now, the real estate attorney, usually we could provide you with a qualified one, and or your realtor can as well. That's the best way I would go about this, unless you know somebody in the business. Otherwise, it's really hard. I don't want to say hard to find, but you're going to have to kiss a lot of frogs in this area to find a real estate attorney. Okay, really, what they're there for is to protect you. Okay, so the transaction goes like this. You put the offer in on the house. Well, we get you pre-approved. Then you go find that dream house. You put an offer in. The seller accepts it. It comes back. Now your attorney's going to review it. Was there some misspelling? Was there an entry in there you didn't know about? Maybe you put in there, you didn't put a comma and you wanted to buy the house for $234,000 and it ended up being $2.3 million. There's a whole bunch. I know that kind of sounds a little odd, but there's a lot of things in there that they might be able to catch for you. Okay. The next thing is they'll also help you in the realm of, let's say the inspection goes and there's issues on the house. Well, they'll get involved with your realtor and go back to the sellers and saying, you know what, the roof is shot. It needs a new roof. So are you guys willing to either give us a credit back so we can put a new roof on it, once we buy it, or are you looking to fix it? Okay, so that's one area. Let's say it all goes through and everything's good, but the appraisal comes in. You're buying the house for $350,000 and the appraisal comes in at $300,000. Are you going to have to come up with $50,000 at the closing that you don't have? That's when we get your attorney involved. And then at the closing, basically what they're doing is they're sitting there to make sure all the liens are cleared, everything's cleared, and the loan and all the numbers balance. So you don't have to concern yourself with that piece of the puzzle. But basically they're there as an insurance policy for you guys. And last but not least, we go to a title company, or you're going to go to a title company or an attorney or an escrow office and something like that. Here's the main purpose of that. Now, it's not optional. It's title insurance is required, so it's going to be called title insurance. It's not homeowners insurance, private mortgage insurance. It's basically title insurance, and it's going to insure you and the lender of this. You're going to have clean, I'll say it this way, clean title to the property. So if all the liens that were on that house, any mortgages on that house, will be paid off at the closing. Are there any judgments? Any home repairs, any contractors that needed paid, any code violation, real estate taxes, all this stuff is going to be brought current at the day you close. So the day you close, you have free reins to that property and you have a mortgage that was just placed on that home that day in your name with the lender that you're getting the mortgage through. So that being said, if you're wanting to get started in 22 on buying your first home, I suggest you give us a call because we can get you pre-approved probably within an hour. How do you do that? Well, at the top right, you're going to see call us at 844-775-5626 or click the meeting button. We'll schedule a meeting with you one-on-one, answer any and all questions that you have. Or last but not least, hit the apply now button. It's going to take you about 10 minutes to complete the application. Based on the answers to the questions you put in, it's going to tell you what documents we need from you. You're going to drag and drop that into a file that's 100% secure and be launched right into our website. So God bless, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit the bell every time I post a video. You can alert. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.